June 2021. $2.8 now. He kind of pays for himself, though, doesn't he? Get rid of the spy drone. Oh, okay. Ollie is back. Wolf Hyde, head of security services. Sir, remember that story about drones over Camp David? Well, Ollie brought some radio wave crunching doohickey and pinpointed the operator in minutes. It was a reporter from Just DC hiding in a gazebo at the Green Top summer camp. He seized his gear and he's offering his explanations to the police as we speak. Glad we were able to bust the creep before he could pull some kind of shitty trick on you. And Will's back. Noah, the lobbyist, says, Sir, didn't I warn you? Will used to use the public Wi-Fi to get into the computers of a couple of Argentine and Chinese diplomats running away with their browser cache and classified emails. This is all highly illegal, but I'm not going to rat you out. Instead, I'll donate some dollars so America can become a better place. Also, would you mind joining me for lunch at Fat Joe's once a month? 300,000, baby! 600,000! Conrad, baby, yeah! G Park says, Mr. President, thank you so much for saving my father. I'd never suspect Conrad to be the type to disguise as a janitor and get him out through the bathroom window. Well, one of the principles our Zanmi Corporation is built on says, inventive minds deserve to get paid. Hope to see you again one day. Oh no, Joe fucked up. Of course he did. Martha says, Sir, remember that mouthy congresswoman from New Mexico? Even with your help, we weren't able to expose her. In her latest ardent speech, Helena predicted that a genocide of minorities would ravage America on your watch. I mean, I'm sure nothing like that is going to happen, but some of the least scrupulous yellow media already are all over these ravings of a madwoman. Dine at Fat Joe's. Noah says, Mr. President, our last dinner at Fat Joe's was a hoot. Would you maybe send a couple more experts who know how to hack into computers over Wi-Fi? I'll gladly compensate you for their time by donating a tidy sum to your charity. I would like that. I guess we'll send Ollie and Will. Yeah, that's fine. He'll burn out next time. Jack Steele. Mr. President, I think you can argue that soot-free meat is a genuinely decadent thing. Even more people know that now. Ever since the story about your barbecue party aired, people have been in a frenzy to ditch their coal grills and switch to propane. Thank you so much. 1 million should show up in your charity account. And how is this guy giving me $1 million and the Chinese government only gave me 600? Mr. President, thanks, Jim Bull. This is of New Mexico. Mr. President, thanks to your actions, a third of perpetual freeloaders in New Mexico are now off welfare. However, the workplace crime rate is skyrocketing. State authorities have washed their hands of the matter and keep showering the White House with blame. It's entirely my fault, Mr. President. I didn't see this coming. Could be worse. Harry Cushing, chairman of the sports committee, says, Mr. President, Team US is about to head to the Ice Hockey World Championship in Russia. France and the UK have confirmed they're going, while Canada decided to boycott the thing after a Russian opposition figure had gone missing. Following suit would be a nice move. Sure, but we now have a unique chance to claim gold since Canada, who would be our main competition, is out. After much debate, we decided the president should have final say in this. Shall we send the boys to Russia? Get that gold. Show Canada who's boss. By not ever playing them and winning. Alexis Dunlop, director of the Bureau of Western Hemisphere Affairs. Sir, there has been an election in Guatemala, and the vote count appears suspect. Despite all exit polls pointing at a victory for the opposition, the incumbent ended up raking in 80%. Dissenters were immediately branded enemies of the people. The opposition candidate, Lionel Herdadu, ended up fleeing to Chile with his team in tow. And they are now starving for international support. Should we acknowledge Herdado as the president-elect and back the democratic revolution in Guatemala? Yes. Julian Gillard, or Gillard, probably Gillard, because, you know, it's not Canada, so not French. Sir, the Russian embassy on Wisconsin Avenue has been abandoned for many years. With its doors and windows boarded up, the place looks spooky and may soon develop a rat problem. Maybe it's time to transfer the premises to someone else? Our executive office is looking to expand. Could use extra square feet. You grant the former Russian embassy building to us, sir? Why is this? Why would I say no to this? Yes. Maybe it's because it's going to be bugged or something? Rufus Vance, Assistant Secretary of State, says, Mr. President, there's a bit of a situation cooking up here. Cooking up where you just don't know if it's hilarious or sad. You won't believe it, but the newly elected administration in Burkina Faso has decided to sanction the U.S. as one of their first actions in office. According to them, we're a destabilizing force in the region. Generally a pain in the ass. Have they met us before? All right. That's what we do. We're the United States of America. They ordered our diplomats out and forbade U.S. citizens from entering the country. Don't pretend like you didn't know who we are. And now they're enforcing some absurd trade ban. Let's be frank, there's nothing for us to lose there, but we shouldn't condone some carpetbagger gaining political clout at our expense. Shall we sanction Burkina Faso back? Hell yeah. Oh. Well, that came back fast. Mr. President, our sanction list for Burkina Faso includes officials, influential military officers, and the country's foremost soap producers. This should be enough for those smart Alex to realize they better leave America out of their politicking. The media may decry this decision as absurd and ludicrous all they want. I, however, am adamant that the global political equilibrium has finally been regained. They're at almost 5 million. We're halfway there with 5 months to go. But I've got a lot of stuff to sell. In the media, the University of Arkville is to be called Golden Ratio University. The chief architect promises that the university's look be a surprise and a delight to us all, says Joanna Rizzuto. Okay. Berta Glover from Left 4 Dead says, will America outcompete China in the Martian program and become the first country to send a man to Mars? Or in the post-faced era, is it even possible for the US to reestablish its role as a world leader? And Antonio tweets, wait, are you saying someone's actually taking this whole impeachment thing seriously? It's obviously just some bullshit the establishment cooked up. Hell yeah. Ellie, darling, gathering was an important step in human evolution. But people moved away from it and adopted trade and tool making for a reason. Why am I telling you this? Don't hoard blackmail material. Even expired dirt can safely be sold. No one's still paying the same price, and you can never have too much money. I thought she said save it for an emergency. We got the Space Force, Journey to Mars, and Select Miss USA. So should I just be selling this stuff? Dirt on some employees of the White House, which fortune teller Natasha managed to gather. Valuable information for journalists, historians, and people who like to dig other people's dirty laundry. I guess I'll sell some of this. Classified tapes. Mr. President, there's nothing on the tape but idle chatter. Yes, the N-word is heard a few times, and a district judge awkwardly compliments the senator's breasts. But nobody's going to pay too much for that. Are you sure you want to sell me the tape for $200,000? It's a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. President. This folder lists all civilians who snitch for the FBI, useful for people who want to avoid the scrutiny of law enforcement. Mr. President, I know people who would find this list invaluable. Everything has a price. In this case, it is a little higher than usual. Are you willing to part with this sensitive information? Thank you, Mr. President. You've just exposed a lot of people. The FBI will now be wondering how to reorganize entire departments. The corruption report. There are several people in your administration who have been involved in shady dealings. If you sell these documents, they are likely to leak to journalists and damage your reputation. I think I'll save that one. 3 senators. Yeah, let's sell this. Dirt on senators from the rival party. Mr. President, this is a real thing. We're talking about a scandal worse than Watergate. Are you sure you want to sell it for $500,000? Sure. Thanks to you, I now have my own people in the Senate. Thank you, Mr. President. Wait, $1? This is card of a famous media personality, a unique opportunity to be interviewed by a corrupt journalist completely free of charge. I could sell it for $1 or use it. Delicious water. We're up to almost 6.5 mil. So that would put us up to 8.9. Oh, sorry, 8.7. We're up to 6.5. That would put us up to 8.7. Let's not sell everything at once. Let's keep a bit of it. Oh, I see. Oh, this would be, now that we have the money, we can spend it. Okay, so this is going to move over once we get to 10 mil. Space Force. Warmonger's back. Mr. President, the enemy front now extends not just across the Earth, but also across the sky. The creation of the American Space Force is one of the nation's most urgent priorities. Our next step should be the Space Force Charter, along with its coat of arms and, of course, the slogan. We've prepared 2 options for you. All of them have been approved at the highest levels. The final decision is yours alone. A serpent with gills and wings. American Space Force, Serpent. A daring plan to claim space and take command of the solar system. Implementation will require lobbyists from the private space corporation. Funding such a program will cost you $500,000. Slogan, deadly in every environment. Charter, construct interplanetary mining stations. Why would it cost us the money? American Space Force, Hawk. Helping companies to obtain contracts for maintaining spaceports and space launch infrastructure could bring in up to 1.5 million profit. However, there's a risk of a 3% rating drop if you get caught up in a corruption scandal. Slogan, always above you. Charter, exploration of deep space for scientific purposes, primacy in dark matter research. I'll take the money. A hawk with fire shooting from its tail! Mr. President, everything turned out according to plan. Helping companies gain contracts brought both you and me a small percentage. There are always rumors of corruption in the space industry, and this may have hurt your reputation a little. But I'm sure when the first spaceships lift off the ground, our accusers will be eating their words. Show me that money. That's fine. Joanna says the president had hoped to earn points for himself, the creation of the new Space Force, but instead, he bought himself another corruption scandal. This time, experts note that the root of the corruption may link back to someone within the president's inner circle. Maybe we could throw someone under the bus for that? Jarvis McAuliffe says, the National Security Agency specialist, or is a National Security Agency specialist. Sir, neural networks have once been a government-supported project, but now they've become a major pain in the ass. Even a college dropout can make a deep fake with the politician's face and make the abomination sing, dance, or worse. How about that scandal with Senator Woods, pictured performing a racist rap song? The guy ain't getting his hard-earned reputation back anytime soon. At one point, people just won't be able to find their way around the sea of genuine videos mixed in with all the crap altered by those cretins. Let's stop this epidemic. Would you sign an order to criminalize the creation of deepfakes involving political figures? There's no way people are going to like that. No. Wolfhide, head of security service, says, Sir, remember that loony big corncob shaman character? We previously busted a gang of his lackeys who were preparing a ritual to exorcise you in the Sunnyside Hotel. Yes, just a couple hundred meters from the White House. My boys have enough on their plate the way things are, and the fact anyone up to no good is allowed to set up shop just outside your windows ain't making our job easier. For the sake of your security, maybe you should ban renting out property located within a mile of the White House? No? Can I get killed in this? Vernon Chuchley, chairman at Mr. President's fan club, Says, Mr. President, you're like a second dad to every member of our club. That's why we decided to throw a charity party in your honor on the coming Father's Day. Betty Berry and Diamond Gold performing and a $1,500 entry fee. That's going to be just the right thing for anyone who likes the excuse to booze up. Oh, I thought this was like a child's thing. But could two of them congratulate their own pop? The tentative title for the party is Father of the Nation, The Rise. Well, I agree this could backfire. Some may think you're getting too full of yourself. Still, I'm sure this is going to turn out as profitable as it is patriotic. Yes, I'll greenlight the party. Ellie says, Dear, the author of our new anthem is in trouble. Some bastard beat him up right at the door of his own house. The perpetrator wrote on his forehead with a marker, a miracle every day. Okay. It's just horrible. What kind of a monster would brutalize our songwriter? Now Lil Doc has a bruised kidney. He really needs proper help, but his medical bills top $25,000. His insurance won't cover it, and royalties on the anthem aren't nearly enough. My dear, can we help a good person who's having a tough time? $25,000 smells like a setup. Forget it. Yeah, we'll cover his bills. My dear, even the press, which is always so critical of you, can't ignore your gentler moments. The victim received all the necessary care, and Lil Doc is gradually recovering. Afterwards, he plans to record an album based on his experiences. I'm so proud of you, dear. Thank you. Big ratings bump. That's nothing. Drop in a bucket. Although the attack was in no way the fault of the president, his administration covered all the medical costs. It's a rare case when the president's administration worked promptly and competently. Inclusive White House. My dear President, a clerk named Mia was recently fired from the executive office. She was sent packing for her failure to complete the budget for the reconstruction of the White House facade. Facade, no joke. Unfortunately, that's not the end of the story. Mia told the media she was fired because of her disability. Turns out she's a wheelchair user. The person who fired her didn't think anything of it. The media is up in arms and the trade unions have already weighed in. This is just a stupid misunderstanding. In our White House, we give everyone all the support they need. Okay. How can we put an end to this headache? The White House isn't properly adapted for people with disabilities. We need to install ramps and signs in Braille. Yes. I'm sure you were acting with the best of intentions, but as soon as construction began, we ran into more problems. The offended clerk handed over the estimates for the last construction project to the media. They saw a number with 6 zeros and went into shock. Now the media is saying that after one multi-million-dollar White House renovation, we've already started another one just to save face. Fuck. I'm a shitty president. I actually am. I'm just people. I hate the decisions we make, and I'm just like raking in the cash. Behind the scenes, the president has been trying to conceal that some experts are already calling a suspicious and corrupt scheme. I'm gonna have a lot of work to get back in good graces with people. Declare a war on China. Oh, okay, on China. I was like, wow. Create a statue. Okay. Do I want to just fire Jerry? Let's take a look at our administration here. How's Joe as press secretary? 150,000 at the end of every month. Your rating gains after events are reduced by a third. Not terrible. Conrad, your rating losses after events are increased by a third. Tien was, you gain 1.5% ratings at the end of every month. I want that cash though. I think maybe... We're almost at the point where we don't really need money so much. Increase stress by 1 point, you lose 200,000. What about Conrad? You lose 150,000. Your rating losses after events are reduced by a third. Jerry's costing me an awful lot of money. I guess I'll keep him around a little bit longer. Let's send him on vacation, though. And Joe? We definitely have enough people now, it feels like. Journey to Mars. Phil Birkin, the FBI's director here. Mr. President, our astronaut Phil Cohen disappeared without a trace, and we can't find him. Then NASA will need to find a replacement. I can't read today, guys. The eggheads are telling us that in 3 days, we'll miss the launch window. There is a lot of reading in this game, so after a while, my head starts to, like, spin as I'm reading all this stuff out loud. The eggheads are telling us that in 3 days, we'll miss the launch window. Do I have to pick one of these, one of these dingbats to take over? And the next one won't open for another 780 days, which means the first person to set foot on Mars will be Chinese. Their ship Wujing 1 launches tomorrow, and we can't lose to the Chinese. Damn right! This is the most important thing! More than likely, the guy realized that he was never going to see Earth again, and he went off the rails. Our agents uncovered that he's been behaving erratically in recent days. Maybe one of your guys knows how to look for missing astronauts? Find him, launch a rocket to Mars before the Chinese. Physical threats, robbery, persuasion, assassination. Protecting clients, spying on people, physical threats. Maybe Alvaro would be good. Worldwide connections. Connections from former clients. Let's go with Alvaro and Tien. Maybe Clint, though? Nah, I think we'll go with Tien. Mr. President, we recovered a couple of videos of Phil, and the future hero of America isn't appearing in the best light. First, he snuck into the National Astronautics Museum one night and used Neil Armstrong's helmet as a chamber pot, sir. The second incident happened that same evening at the Dakota bar. There, Phil got into a fight with an adherent of the flat earth theory. Having won the first fight, the fellow went to the casino. Along the way, he smashed a couple of parked cars, robbed a gardening shop and a hardware store, and took several hundred 5.56mm rounds and stun grenades from an arms store. Why does he want all that for? Thank God he didn't hurt anybody. He lost $100,000 in the casino and then disappeared in a stolen pickup truck. That was 7 o'clock. No trace of him since. Unsubstantiated rumor is that he was seen en route to Louisiana. The FBI has posted patrols, but he could be just chasing our tails. But we could just be chasing our tails. Mr. President, please help us find this idiot. We know that if there's anyone in this country that's capable of a miracle, it's you. Look for clues in the Astronautics Museum, break into Phil's house and toss the place. Find out from the croupier at the casino where Phil is headed. Organize a search for Phil with the help of volunteers. Let's look for clues. Sir, did I ever tell you that I always dreamed of becoming an astronaut when I was growing up? Finally, I got to see the Apollo module, the Pioneer satellite, and of course, legendary artifact. Neil Armstrong's spacesuit from the first moon landing. True, the helmet was missing. Apparently, it was at the dry cleaners. I still can't figure out what Phil was thinking while he sat on that helmet, but I'll keep thinking about it. I'm sure the feds went over the whole museum with a microscope before I got there. If there were any clues, they would have noticed. I'm sorry, sir, but I have no idea where this Phil guy might be. Break into his house! Sir, I kicked down Phil's door and searched the place carefully. It's a dusty bachelor pad with a bunch of mail. some baseball trophies, and spaceship models. Judging from the photos, our guy fought in Iraq, so he knows how to hold a rifle. Is he some kind of big-time patriot? I counted 6 American flags in his apartment, and on the wall, there's a text with a new anthem. There were a bunch of pictures from his parents' farm and a diagram of a house circled with a marker. The windows and the back door are marked in red, and there are crosses in the cornfield around the perimeter. And on the wall, there's a text with a new anthem. Did he send in, like, is this the guy that sent in one of the anthems? I just didn't notice. It looks like a diagram of some kind of fortification. This guy is scary. The words Chuck Bay, Louisiana are written on the back. I guess that's where this place is located. The rumors Phil is heading south. Somebody better get on that. Are the FBI guys looking for him there? Holy shit. Phil's back. Mr. President, the fate of all America depends on people like you. We found Phil. Our astronaut was hiding in a house on his parents' abandoned farm. But we were negotiating. Phil said he changed his mind about flying to Mars. He wants to stay on Earth. Breathe in the smell of mowed grass and sheep. He wants us to leave him alone. Perfectly understandable wish, of course. But it would be nice if someone repaid the debt to their homeland. The situation is complicated by the fact that Phil is armed. Looks like he's inside some kind of fortification. He scattered saltpeter mines he got from the gardener shop, and he's probably got some surprises for us inside the house, too. Sir, please note that Phil is a seasoned military explosive expert. I've warned my people to be careful. We chased the guy into a corner, and now he could harm himself or others. His nerves are at their limit. So who knows what he'll throw at us next, but maybe he'll agree to talk to you? Well, Alvaro's out of this. Walk through the front door, hands raised, and offer Phil a settlement. Can we bring someone else in? How about Conrad? Hey, brother, I had plans to, Oh, I had plans, if you want me to just drop everything and go to work, I'll need some extra incentive. Okay. Sneak through the windows to catch Phil off guard. Let's go, Conrad! Bro, before I could get into the window, I had to cross the cornfield in front of the house. Tried to be careful, but I still hit one of Phil's mines. Thank God those things turned out to be just clappers he'd scattered in case anyone was going to come around back. When Phil heard the explosion, he started firing at the assault team from the window. They started shooting back. One of the bullets hit Phil right in the neck. Phil didn't go to Mars, but he did go to heaven, bro. Sorry, dirty work. Holy shit! Our second victim! Mr. President, Phil's threat was not idle. We scared him off and he started a firefight in which our men eliminated him. There's no one else to send into space. Whooshing, one takeoff from the Winching Cosmodrome! Fuck! This morning on schedule to reach Mars in 680 days. By the time we can relaunch our Falcon, China's red flag will already be flying over the red hills of Mars. I'm afraid that with our best astronaut, we have lost our leadership in space too. My dream. This is the biggest tragedy of the year so far. Conrad, you fuck! Why would I depend on these fools? Actually, Alvaro did what he was supposed to. I should have just tried to negotiate. He was skilled. They said he was skilled. This is the biggest tragedy of the year so far. The United States failed to launch a manned mission to Mars, giving a lead to China. Under this president, it is a revelatory sign of the times. Listen, brother, I've been working so hard my eyes are bloodshot. I'm looking like some kind of pothead. Some cops pulled me over while I was driving into work. I barely escaped DUI charges. And I hadn't even had a coffee. Don't you think I should get some kind of compensation for the stress? All right. That's exactly why I joined your team, brother. I'll settle for some double overtime pay for now. But remember, I'm not a robot. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if I suddenly dropped dead. Honey, there's a flower arrangement by the White House drive-in shaped like an enormous vagina. I thought it was going to be like a spaceship for this guy. I mean, I'm all for contemporary art, but this thing feels pretty offensive to me. I suspect its creator is meant it as some kind of a hard-hitting comment aimed at us. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's possible meaning, But I'd like it if the Secret Service did away with the thing. Do you agree? Sure. Mark Ravioli, the ambassador to Iran. And a delicious pasta dinner. Sir, there's turmoil in the Middle East again. It's not easy to tell who exactly is shooting whom. But the general idea is that the separatists from the self-proclaimed state of South Azerbaijan are fighting the Iran army. The casualties have surpassed 15,000 already, yet missiles keep exploding over Ardabil. Our cutting-edge missile defense systems are able to put a lid on the Iranian aviation. We could assist South Azerbaijan in its struggle for independence by offering them these systems at half of the list price. Sure. Andrew Vardek, the CIA deputy director. These decisions are so fucking hard. Sir, we're prepared to exterminate Saeed El-Rahman, head of the Ash Korda terrorist group, any minute now. It was Face who ordered us to track the scumbag down, and the guy since had a lot of success hiding from us in the deserts, mountains, underground, and even in a secret bunker dug below a riverbed. At long last, we've been able to locate him attending his sister's wedding. What a brilliant opportunity to field test our newest attack drone. You order us to do away with Saeed Al-Rahman, sir. Engage! That's going to be popular. We're probably going to murder his entire family. But people will like that. I think. Charlie Tufik, editor-in-chief at Serious People magazine. Why do they want to interview us? Mr. President, we at Serious People are now busy composing our yearly ranking of the world's most powerful people. If you ask me, I consider generosity the virtue that's most becoming of a good candidate. President Face never made it above third place, but for you, I can arrange the top spot, a nice discount. Come on, it's a one-off chance to one-up the Russian president. Yes! Oh no. Honey, someone on your team got involved with a cult and followed them to Mexico. I guess they were worried that donating all of their own worldly possessions to Pastor Ivan wasn't going to do the trick, so they took another 500,000 out of your charity account? That Ivan must have one hell of a collection plate. Alvaro's left! Tien says, Mr. President, it's nothing like that. I'm not saying no to your offer. It's just that before I take another job from you, make sure to boost your approval rating. Oh, right. We have to keep it high to keep the good people. Ellie, my dear, back in college, I was always in amateur art clubs. I felt like I had all sorts of talents, from ballet to acting, composing, and even set design. But today I realize how wrong I was. In fact, one of my former classmates posted a video on Facebook. I was singing and dancing like a little duckling in a seal costume. To put it mildly, it wasn't very convincing. I mean, honestly. If this video went viral, and I'd be surprised if it didn't, then the whole world will be laughing at me. There's already been 6 reposts, and who knows how many people will have seen it by the time we finish this conversation. Will you help me? Otherwise, I don't think I can take this shame. No problem. We'll just ask everyone who posts the video to delete it. Let's promote it with the hashtag Partners of World Leaders Dancing. Let's promote it. It's cute. After you posted that video on Twitter and challenged wife of the Prime Minister of Canada, the prank got out of hand. The wife of the British PM danced around in a giraffe costume, and the husband of Tokyo's governor danced in a panda costume. And the partner of the leader of the ruling party in Sweden went for a giant grasshopper costume. Then ordinary people started joining in. It seems like there's no place left on the internet where you can hide from my amateur performance. But at least I'm not the only one to be embarrassed. Hey, we're back, baby! The latest internet fad, political leaders are dancing like mad women. And men. Enjoy the global pandemic of idiocy while it lasts, dear reader. It's still going on.